Hi, I'm Jesse.
Whoa. Oh.
And along with Alan.
This is creepy.
And Anna.
This is Stigmata.
Yeah.
We make up the Trails to the Unknown team. We've made it our mission to explore and investigate the supernatural mysteries of the world. We don't always find what we're looking for.
We called a jet in.
But the journey is always the best part. As we hit the road and adventure into the unknown.
Two sets of glowing eyes and how it's sacrifice.
Seriously, don't go any farther. Wait, what is that?
So we're heading to a place called Helltown.
Oh, hell no! It's Saturday. It's what is it?
Me?
It's like 20 after 9. I could still be sleeping. You tell me we're going to a place called Helltown?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
This is a place here in basically northeastern Ohio that has a lot of stories circulating around it for decades, right?
And it just seems like there's an endless supply of legends that go around this area.
So there's like what? I know there's like the actual Helltown itself. There's a Crybaby Bridge I've heard about. There's some
couple cemeteries.
cemeteries, right? Yeah.
There's some stories about cults and serial killers.
Cults?
All kinds of crazy
Oh,
things.
cults. I thought you meant like cults, like horses, but no, cults. Okay.
The cool thing about this area is that it's now part of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, so it's a real beautiful area. It's right near Brandywine Falls, so it'd be a real cool place to check out, regardless if we find any legendary cults and pythons and whatever else might be out there.
Helltown. The inspiration for some of Ohio's most notorious legends and hauntings. Today, it may be the center of ghost stories galore, but it didn't start out that way. Helltown is actually a nickname, and it began as Boston Village in 1806, the longest standing village in Summit County. That all changed in 1974. The country's anxiety rose over disappearing forest land, and President Gerald Ford signed a bill that allowed the National Park Service to expropriate land for national parks. Boston Village was to be the new home for Cuyahoga National Park, and the MPS soon bought several homes with the intent of demolishing them. Long-term residents were forced to leave, one even scribbling, "Now we know how the Indians felt," on one of the house walls. The empty homes were boarded up and left abandoned for several years before the government got to demolishing them, leaving behind stories of ghost towns, government conspiracies, mutants, murderers, giant pythons, and a host of other myths. While most of Boston Village is now long gone, Boston Township remains. We begin by exploring the legends around the currently thriving town. First stop, Boston Cemetery.
So what kind of places do you want to check out? Where should we go to first?
I think we should go to the cemetery first.
Okay.
There's stories about the trees moving around and a guy sitting on a bench.
Just a dude sitting on a bench?
Dude sitting on the bench.
And so these trees moving, what does that mean? Because, trees move in the wind.
Yeah, I mean, trees generally move around.
I mean, does it mean like they're walking?
I guess they move locations.
Oh.
Actually, I hope they walk and not run, because a running tree I just don't think I want any part of,
No, that's a clear indication that it's over.
Okay, so it should be right down here at the bottom of the hill. We should be coming into Boston.
Man.
Oh, wow.
It's like you just come down a hill right into it. Is that
Oh, is that the church?
Yeah, there's the church right there.
Okay.
one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty small, I think, but it's got some cool stuff.
Oh, it's locked.
It's locked.
Yeah, it's locked. We're here at the Boston Cemetery. Apparently the locals aren't having any of the legends around this place because everything is locked up. There's rules posted. There's no getting in or out of here. Pretty much, this is it. This is as close as we're gonna get.
Boston Cemetery is believed by some to have been the location of a Native American burial ground. The moving trees of the cemetery are supposedly the work of a satanic cult meant to protect the cult's secrets. We weren't able to see the bench of the sitting ghost or any trees moving, so we tried our luck at the next stop, Crybaby Bridge. The name refers to the urban legend of babies being seen or heard near bridges all across America. And Boston Township has one right here in the heart of the town.
You ready to check out Crybaby Bridge?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Oh my God. Is this sanitary?
No. Is it supposed to be?
I don't know.
So this is the underside of the new Crybaby Bridge. As you see here, it's the old foundation of the old bridge, what it looks like to me, which is really cool. All right, so come underneath here, and here's, oh wow, here's the rest of the bridge over here, dude. This is cool.
And there's the river.
Oh man, check out the graffiti.
We'll hang out. Look at this under Crybaby Bridge. But it all started under the stars.
At least with the old Crybaby Bridge, if you parked your car and you left the keys in there, but locked the doors and left, you would come back and the car would be running and there would be footprints all over. And when you come underneath the bridge here, you can see everything is sand and there's footprints and yeah, animal tracks everywhere. So you can kind of see where maybe some of this legend grew from little bits and pieces and stories that got out of hand. But
in some way it's hard to put in context any kind of creepy vibes, if you will, because all of this is just basically it's modern day construction. It looks like some of the support structure they maybe used some of the original bridge foundation, but I'm sure at night this would be a completely different story. We're just keeping cool in Helltown with some ice cream.
it's pretty obvious they're trying to bury the legend of Helltown here. There's deliberate things done to make sure you can't get to these places.
Yeah, it's a lot more just, you know, I mean, it's a cool place. It's got some history to it with the canal and everything. A lot of neat old buildings, and that's cool in its own right. It's literally fading into the past.
We have to be kind of careful filming here because the officials, they don't like it. They don't want Helltown to be a thing.
We headed to one of the many nearby churches that are alleged to be satanic. Legends tell of upside-down crosses, red lights in the basement, and animal sacrifices.
All right, so just up here is the satanic church, supposedly.
Allegedly,
Yes.
Oh, look, it's a cross of wood pointing towards the church.
Well, that's weird.
Coincidence? I don't know.
It really is creepy. This is supposed to be where the satanic cult was using the church or something. It is ominous looking, that's for sure.
And there's supposedly stories of a creepy old guy that lives down in the basement, and doesn't ever show his face, that kind of thing.
You know what's really weird, dude? Is that upstairs window is open a little bit.
Oh.
The church was locked, so it was time for our final destination. The empty space where many houses were destroyed in Boston Village. The place where all the legends began, the road to Helltown.
So I guess we're gonna have to go on foot from here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go on foot from here, guys.
Oh boy.
Alright, so we're on what's called the Highway to Hell.
Yeah, the road's closed now, so we're out here on foot. I don't think it's too long, mile and a half maybe, to get to where the old Helltown area is. But really, this whole area.
I mean,
is
we're
Helltown.
essentially in Helltown. It's just kind of cool to be on just this old paved road that leads to nowhere.
So some of the legends say that if you drive your car down here at night, which you can't do anymore,
Nope.
that people will come out of the woods and attack you. There's rumors of serial killers burying bodies out here and all kinds of other things. Have you heard of stuff out here too?
I mean, I've heard of some of the stories. I mean, if you look at, generally speaking, the layout, anything could be back here. There is a sock. How in the world do you come out here and lose a sock?
Hey, there it is back there, the old barn. We can see it from the road. That's cool. Let's head down there.
We made our way to our first stop, an old barn.
So it doesn't say it's private, it just says protected by video surveillance?
Yeah, so you don't graffiti and stuff, but I don't see any cameras, do you?
Not yet. And who knows if the sign, they might have just put the sign up.
Man, you could totally almost get inside of there. So basically, we've got this giant barn down here. It's abandoned, but there's definitely signs that it's being used for something. Now this looks abandoned.
After a quick stop in what appeared to be a dilapidated shed, we continued on the road, knowing we'd be back once night fell.
It seems like whenever we do something like this, there's always something that comes into play, not necessarily from people and stuff, but just nature or man-made stuff. Because right now, we're hiking up this damn hill. It's always something. You get so exhausted trying to get to, but that makes it worth it in one way, you think?
No.
Okay.
I think this is it. This is it right here, I think.
Finally. It is the end of the world. And I think this is the entrance to Helltown.
So this is the area that they call end of the world.
Yeah, it's
Where it just drops off. When this road was open, there were legends that if you drove off the end of the world, bad things would happen to you.
like if you would go down there and drive off the edge, like supposedly there'd be a bunch of Satanists or cultists down there, and they'd form a demonic human chain to like keep you trapped down there or something.
Man. I heard that evil force would take over your car and cause you to crash. So there's all kinds of legends about this. It's closed now, but the end of the world.
End of the world. Pretty inconspicuous, just gravel driveway.
So we're here at the entrance of what used to be the old Helltown. It's now an empty field, but at one time it had houses and churches and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it was a typical, I'm pretty sure, turn of the century, 19th century town.
The government's purchased this part of the park system now and it's torn everything down, but this is what it looks like today. So there's not a whole lot to it anymore.
It doesn't.
It's just an empty field, some woods.
I know, there's like nothing. It's pretty, so far it's kind of anticlimactic, to be honest.
Yeah, it would have been neat to get here a few years ago when some of the buildings were still here.
It's just it's interesting that there's just still this gravel road here though. Oh.
As we were walking, we all heard a rustle in the trees.
The deer snorting or walking through there? You hold here, I'll move ahead. It could be a demon. Oh, it could be the axe murderer prancing through the woods so daintily.
After locating the source of the rustle, our daytime exploration of Helltown was complete. But, since Boston Cemetery was closed, we decided to visit a different cemetery, one that a friend had tipped us off about.
That's not it? This isn't it.
Why say that?
Well, we're still
Looks like a trail.
Yeah, this is what we want.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Trail?
Yeah, I told you the trail goes back about a half mile to the or a quarter mile back to the cemetery.
Oh, the cemetery you can't even drive to.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we're in for some more walking.
Yeah.
So right now we're heading up to the local cemetery. Of course, it looks like it's going to be uphill. We're on another one of those long, deserted, blocked off roads, which is just now a pathway. Some of the stories, I should say, revolve around some satanic cults performing some rituals and things of that nature. So how do you know to go this way?
I just know.
Oh, it's a horrible answer. But I think you might be right. There's stuff over there.
Yeah, this is it.
Ooh.
This is cool, right?
Yeah. We're coming here at night.
So one of the stories I heard about this place was that friends of ours coming down here, and they saw a fire burning, so they started to creep down here, and they got close enough to tell that there was a bonfire going and a bunch of people in black robes doing some kind of cult-like activity. So one thing that I'd like to look for while we're here is evidence of anyone's ever had a fire.
Oh, dude.
Cool,
This
right?
is amazing.
Buried in 1810 in the back, and the newest one that I could find is 1917. So you've got 100 years worth of people buried here.
Strikes me as interesting is that there's this big open area in the middle.
Yeah, there's a lot of room here. It's isolated.
As we were heading out, Alan found something that might point towards cults being in the
That's
area.
why they were there.
Yeah,
Get some
hey,
shade.
hold up. What
What?
we got here?
What?
It's burnt.
Oh.
There's definitely, this area has kind of been cleared out. I don't know. This is weird.
Satanic ritual?
It's really like all this in this area is smashed down and dead.
A couple park rangers showed up after spotting all the gear we had in our car. Clearly, the area was being monitored.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Where does this even go? Is this a long trail? Is this a long trail?
It goes back pretty far.
Really?
Yeah, it goes around.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
The only thing left to do is gear up and hike this at night.
We got gear?
We got gear.
All right, let's do this thing. But at night.
On our way back into Helltown, we ran into some people who had some experiences of their own.
Well, the last time I was here, I experienced, we were coming back, we had like seen 2 sets of glowing eyes and howling, so it was pretty neat. And then we were leaving, I want to say down that road, we seen a guy standing there. Like, it was like his whole body minus this half. It was neat.
What kind of stories have you heard about this place?
Murders,
Yeah, murders,
serial
killers, cults that's been back there.
Here we are. It's become nighttime under the stars. We are on the edge of what is actually Helltown. We're about to take a leisurely stroll down this gravel road and see what happens.
Yeah, we're all geared up, got the night vision stuff on, paranormal stuff in hand. Let's see what it's like at night. So I know all the buildings are gone, but man, it's still really creepy out here after dark.
Man, it's just deep woods, a gravel road, and a big open empty field and nothing else around here, man.
I kind of think we're insane for being here.
I just hope we don't come across like a 20-foot, what was that, a python or something that was supposed to be huge
Yeah.
at night.
Hey guys, let's Let's get out the... You want to try the REM pod here? Alright, so got a REM pod. It's kind of like a super duper high-tech EMF meter. This generates EMF and then it detects changes in it and it'll light up these different lights. The more lights that it lights up, the stronger the reading. So let's see what we got out here. It's got to do this little calibration thing. Alright. So we're here in Helltown. Spirits left here of people who used to live here days gone by. If you can please come into the middle of the road here, in the middle of the trail, and touch this device. We'll know you're here.
The REM pod remained silent, so we moved on to another device.
One of the other things we're going to do tonight is we're going to do an EVP session. We've got a little digital recorder. We're just going to get this going here in a second. We're going to set it down, actually in vicinity of the REM pod, which we've got up and running, but not right next to it. And then we'll ask some questions, and we'll review this later and see if we got any responses. So let me get this on the ground. We'll go from there. So I just want to let anyone know that if they're here with us or they're curious, they can come by one of these two devices here on the ground. So, can you tell us your name?
Can you tell us what year you died?
Is there anything here that we should be scared of or worried about?
Are we trespassing on your property?
Did you live here?
We heard nothing of interest on the EVP recording.
Stop. What is that?
Owl? It almost sounds like a baby cry.
Don't move forward at all. Hold on. Seriously, don't go any farther. Wait, what is that?
What do you mean?
It don't. It sounds like a horse.
I'm thinking it's a screech owl.
Certain it was just a screech owl, we got out a new piece of equipment.
We've got the Ovilus 5, which allows spirits to communicate through a word bank that's on here. And they have it hooked up to this little speaker. We'll see if this works.
Sacrifice. Cow. Spirit.
Whoa.
Sacrifice cow spirit. What?
Sacrifice cow spirit. Were there any Satan worshippers here conducting sacrifices? Is there anything here that wishes to do us harm?
It was around this time that Alan's GoPro rig began to glitch. And while I was walking around on my own, Alan called me over.
Ovilus just started going crazy. They just started spewing out one word after another. I couldn't get them on the screen fast enough. As soon as I put it down, it stopped. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
Each. Nancy. Circle. O-I.
Nancy circle.
As soon as I pick it up, it starts going crazy.
Maybe you're channeling something.
Maybe I have the demon inside me.
Bah. Or maybe, what is that? Are those, there's like there's power lines, dude.
What? Is that what's doing it?
I don't know. Maybe. Where those things put off some voltage, man.
I bet that's what it is. When I put it on the ground, it's far enough away.
Yeah, I don't think you can see them on the camera, but yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. So we don't.
Later on in the night, Alan spotted a bright light in the distance.
Got an incoming, Jesse. Incoming.
Oh, that? Yeah. Is that a trail? It was moving right to left. It's basically straight ahead. I saw it for sure. Bright white light.
Was that a bike? Where did it go?
This wouldn't be the last time we would see a disappearing light on this investigation.
God, coming down here just feels so incredibly creepy. It's just so quiet.
There's almost a full moon, but man, dude, it's just, isn't it just like eerily quiet? There's like almost a full moon, but it's just so quiet, except for the occasional twig snap. So right now we've moved a little bit from essentially the main part of Helltown into another little section, and it's an old barn house, and it has like another small house back behind it, but it's just out here in the middle of nowhere alone. I don't know, I've watched too many movies. Let's just do this and go. Yeah, we're not opening that. Somebody messed with that.
Oh, it's busted.
Yeah, somebody was kicking it. Look at the footprints.
Alan was the first to enter the shed, making sure no one was inside.
Hello? Anybody here? So we're in this creepy, partially abandoned structure behind the main barn. There's a cement block here with what appears to be a nest, bird nest. We set up the REM pod and the Ovilus. The Ovilus has said John and note. So if there's anyone here that'd like to talk to us, can you please come forward and step onto this block here near our devices, and we'll know you're here. So you come in here and step on here, touch this antenna here, and we'll know you're here. Just come close to this device and we will detect your presence. We would like to communicate with you. If there's anyone here, any spirits here, anyone at all. Well, it's quiet. We got a mostly full moon, partly cloudy sky, and I think we're going to wrap this up.
All was quiet in Helltown, but we weren't done yet. We still had to investigate the cemetery from earlier. There was no way for us to know just what would happen here.
Oldest headstone we could read, the person passed away in, I believe it was 1811. 1810. You know, over 200 years ago. And it's almost hard to comprehend that.
Alright, so we're back at the cemetery, geared up still. And we're going to go check this out at night and see what it's like.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, actually. It was a little bit of a hike, as it seems to be with most things when you're investigating them, but I think we've got a really cool place that was, in the day, was very interesting to look at. So now, under the stars, we're going to go check it out. Dude, this is like...
This is really intense.
There's a vibe, man.
There was a vibe in the daytime at this place.
I know, that makes it all the more. Oh.
After we set up, all of our devices were quiet. But strange things started happening.
I have a really weird orb. Yeah, put the light down. I'll bring it back around. Huh. I don't know. That was weird.
Got a weird orb.
Oh wow, it would have been really nice if I'd been recording when I got the weird orb. What?
There's a light just right through
A
there.
light? What kind of light?
It just looks like,
A flashlight?
looks like it.
Was it white?
It was white.
In the weeds?
It was like, it was
Hold on.
right up further.
What'd you see?
There was just like, it looked like a flashlight right through the trees further back. It's going now, but it was definitely something moving.
That's weird, and I just got a weird orb on the camera right before I hit record. What was that?
Some sort of creature.
Um,
I don't think it was in distress. It just...
what the heck was that?
Okay. So there's clearly something out in this field and we're not alone.
And I saw like it was like a legitimate light. It wasn't like
That came from over there?
yeah.
Could it somehow been a reflection from something we had?
No.
No, I think my battery's dead on this thing, dude. I don't know what's going
On what thing?
POV.
All right. Take 3. Whoa! Oh! Oh man, you scared the crap out of us. Hey, how's it going? We're just filming some stuff.
Right when things were picking up, our investigation was forced to come to an end. Clearly, the law enforcement in the area wanted to keep people away from Helltown and its nearby haunts. But no matter how hard they try to bury it, the legend will always live on. We packed up and left, not at all thwarted from exploring the other supernatural mysteries of the world, with Helltown being the first notch on our belt.
No, don't. Oh.
Subtly spicy yet earthy toned.